it's definitely going to be different not having those matchups that you would expect every year.
Because the NHL drafts like 17-year-olds. The NHL has to tread the water really carefully. Like, they don't even have a goalie. Like, what is the draw? But going into this year because of the Seattle Kraken's expansion draft. But
where is this going?
So listen, hear me out. It's going somewhere.
It's just not part of hockey. Like,
really looks like that weird dad I don't want me to pick up from school. Like,
welcome to Slapshot Sweethearts.
Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Slapshot Sweethearts. First of all, shout out to everyone who joined our live on Wednesday. We are so excited to see so many people. We can't wait to keep doing those. And we're so excited to have such a positive response to those. But today, Shannon, we're going to talk logos.
Yeah, shout out to all of our Senators followers because we didn't realize that your shit logo was so controversial. Our friends at New Era Sens, the newest hockey podcast on the Belly Up Podcast Network, challenged us to rank our logos. So we are excited to release these 3 episodes. This will be a 3-part series of 32 to 22, 21 to 11, and then our top 10 logos.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're not going to love our opinions here.
Ottawa's not my last. I can't say that for you, but without further ado, we can just dive right in, shall we?
Bring on number 32. And we are including Seattle in all of this, even though they have yet to become to fruition, but they already are branding.
Yes. So 32 to 22. Here we go. Meg, would you like to start?
I don't understand the attachment to it. I think the face looks really weird and kind of creepy. Like, you don't like the devil's mustache. Like, I don't like this dude's facial features. I feel like he's mad at me. Like, I don't know.
You know what I struggle with?
They've had some better ones before.
What exactly? That's what I really struggle with, is that they went from their quote unquote 3D logo to this. Like, what
was better? Like, that would have been like solid in the 20s.
Right. Like, where did they go from in their heads? In the marketing?
What focus group said this was right?
And you know what? That's where I find interesting, is that the Senators fans are all like, oh, I am so excited that they went for this. And I guess, you know what? I can't say that I have really swan dove into Senators games this season. They really haven't given me much to watch. However,
there's not really a reason to.
Exactly. So I haven't seen how these look on logos on jerseys. Part of me thinks that they might look like the Toronto 6 logos, but that's a generous thing to say.
Because those are cool. The Toronto 6, not
right. But then I see like branding on social media and I see this logo and I'm like, what? Like, am I looking at like a history class about Greek mythology? Like, I don't understand it. But that's not my last. My number 32 is our reigning Stanley Cup champion, the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know what? I say it about college football all the time. Uniforms and branding that is two-toned absolutely grinds my gears. And you're going to see that in these bottom 10. I can't stand teams and logos and branding that have 2 colors. We are in 2021, people. Add multi-tone designs to your logos, your branding, your uniforms. There are professional graphic designers everywhere that can help you make this look better. And Tampa can't even add a second color to their logo. They only have one.
Like a blue shadow or something.
You can't even add white to the circle. And don't even tell me this
like a cloud right there.
It's from Wikipedia and the NHL site. I confirmed it on both. So don't even tell me that this isn't the right one, because it is. And it's so frustrating because, again, the classic Tampa Bay logo is amazing. Their throwback uniforms are fantastic. And then you have this? What?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It's a great start to, what's going to be a fantastic 31, as we just discussed.
Okay, so you picked up from my 32 to your 31.
Yeah. Senators, get your shit together. Meg, 31.
Yeah. I just think the Chicago Blackhawks, logo is pretty controversial. I'm not really for it. I do think they need a redesign, and that's kind of where I'll leave that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even really have to go into much of a deeper dive. We've got the Washington football team, we've got the Cleveland Indians, we've got all of these different teams that have been requested in the right to redo their branding and redo, all of their team programming. And the Blackhawks are just sitting here with this logo and not doing anything about it. And it's frustrating because, contrary to my entire previous argument about the Lightning, I really like a lot of the Blackhawks branding because of all the colors that they include. However, it's from a very controversial mascot.
Yeah. Okay, number 30, give it to me.
We're going to get absolutely reamed for how many original 6 teams we have in the bottom 10.
I think it's valid, though.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're original 6 doesn't mean they've kept up.
No, and that's the exact argument, is that they're going to say they're an original 6 team, it's a classic logo, blah, blah, blah. The Maple Leafs have not updated this logo beyond adding more detail to the leaf. I don't know that Leafs have...
I respect the leaf detailing, though.
I don't. Well, I tweeted the other day on our social media that the Maple Leafs had a jersey the other day that was gray. It was blue, white, and gray. And a bunch of people were like, I don't like this at all. And I was like, I love this. They incorporated another color. Like, call the press.
Shocking.
I don't think it looked bad, but this logo has never wowed me. They could do something that they could find even an alternate logo.
Yeah.
Which gets to your 30 because their alternate logo is so much better than their regular logo.
Totally. Yeah, the Carolina Hurricanes logo just kind of doesn't do it for me. This feels like something that they had in an episode of Rocket Power as a kid. They went into this skate park and they had these coins they had to give them to get in. This is ridiculous that this is what comes to my mind. But it's this is something out of a 90s cartoon. It's just, what about this screams hockey or Carolina other than yeah, okay, I guess this is a hurricane.
No, I was going to say, what about that screams hurricane? Nothing. It looks like a skate.
Nothing. It's a hurricane symbol of when you're tracking it on a weather map. But I don't need a meteorologist to tell me what hockey team I'm watching.
It almost looks like when I go into Microsoft Word, picture me middle school Shan, and I have to search clip art for a project and click on the first thing that says hurricane. This is what's coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm there with
29.
you.
Again, the original 6. The Red Wings, again, this logo has detail. It has design, and I really appreciate the time it took to design this logo, but tell me the last time it was updated. It's same with the Canadians. Tell me the last time a graphic designer looked at this logo and added updates to it. Add another color. Add something to make it modernized. Red Wings are desperate, both in roster and in branding, to enter 2021.
Well, at least they were fun to talk to on Wednesday, and we got to have some Red Wings folks on.
Yes, I will preemptively bring up their logo with them, and you will get a little preview of this episode.
Anyway, yeah. So then it comes to me with Montreal. I understand that this is a logo that has deep-rooted history of something day hockey with a C, but it hasn't changed. What about this says Montreal?
And you know what? I think that's kind of...
They're too rooted in their history.
Well, that's the trend both with original 6 teams and with Canadian teams, I'm realizing. And I think a lot of it has to do with, I'm going to keep using the college football comparison because there's so much history in college football. But I think they're so rooted in their history that they're apprehensive to modernize anything about it. And because Canada is so rooted in hockey and so rooted in the history of hockey, it's not going to modernize. And I think that's, again...
Which is a damn shame.
That we're gonna keep it. You can't make a reverse retro jersey if you've never modernized anything. Look at the Red Wings reverse retro. They just swapped a color. They didn't do anything. And not by adding a color when I say swap the color. They just swapped the red and white on where they go on the jersey. So, didn't do anything special.
It's an inverse jersey, not a reverse retro.
Exact. Here we go. Now we're getting into some controversy.
Okay, I got thoughts for your pick here.
I have the Kings 28 here. I don't like this logo. I don't think it does a lot. Again, the Kings, I appreciate the crown, because that's where the like retro part of their branding is. And we've spoken about this offline, appreciate the logos that have shields on them. I think most of my top 10 has some sort of either shield or very intricate design to it. However, I really do not like how LA did this. I don't think that it really encapsulates their brand. Like, I don't think it encapsulates what they could be and what their branding could be entirely. Like, what about this besides the fact that it has their old crown at the bottom say like LA Kings to you? It doesn't scream.
I think the letters say LA. I think the crown says Kings, and I love pendants. And I like the whole black, gray, and white thing, like their whole brand of it.
Yeah, no, the colors are
all I wear is black, let's be real.
Yeah, I like the fact that they went for black, gray, and white, because I think that a lot of teams are not really doing that anymore, and it's really underrated. Like you said, every young woman relies on black as a color to wear. However,
black section in my closet is by far the largest.
I guess that's where I struggle, is that because they went with these colors, there's so much potential that they did not leverage here.
No, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Moving into mine. You're just false. You'll see where I put them later and why I'm so defensive. Calgary Flames. I mean, like, I get it. It's a sea on fire because it's a flame. But, like, put some dimension to this flame. Like, I want to see, like, real ass, like, orange, red, yellow shading. Like, if I went to get a tattoo of this, I would be like, dude, you need to work on your shading. Like, this is just so fun. Maybe, I don't know.
If they, like, made this logo but gave it the dimension and the detail that the Avalanche logo has, it would look incredible.
Yes, then I would be on board for it. Because I like the concept. I don't like the execution.
That's how I feel with the Kings logo, though. I think we're getting into a range. These logos aren't just straight bad. There's just, like, we have surpassed.
We've left bad.
We've left bad. Goodbye, Ottawa. Goodbye, Tampa. We miss you. I think we're moving into the realm of missed opportunity here. And I think Calgary is definitely ranked nearby for me. And I think, like you said, there's just so much they could have done with these. And Calgary really prides themselves on their uniforms and their, sweaters. And I don't like the way this logo looks on their sweaters because it's not detailed.
No, we'll have to get someone on from who is a Calgary pod or fan and kind of get their take on it. Because I can't really see the excitement. Potentially. Okay, 27. I have the Florida Panthers. As much as I like a shield, I really, and I said this to Shan offline, I feel like the Florida Panthers logo is like they tried to remake the Penn State Nittany Lion and just kind of missed.
And you know what I'll say about both of our rankings here? I have the Coyotes here because I hate this logo. And I hate that this is their primary logo when they have their retro logo that everyone absolutely loves. I think I'm speaking for you, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I think that you would rank the Panthers higher if their primary logo, which I don't know if this is their primary logo or not, because this was in the NHL division rankings, or the division breakdown, but the logo with the Panther, I really don't want to do it, but the Panther like this, like coming at you.
Yeah, the one that's like coming towards it.
That looks really good. And I like this pendant. I like it better than the Kings. But I understand where you're coming from that, all of the like not war cats, but like aggressive cats, like jungle cats, are really overdone in sports. So
yeah, and no one does it differently. It's just all the same. Like, do it differently, and maybe I'll like it. But I feel like I could. Like, I painted a Penn State pong table this summer, and I painted this exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Penn State's doing it particularly differently than anyone else. But as a Penn Stater, you're not going to ever agree with me that Penn State's branding is boring. So.
Yeah, I won't.
So I mean, the Coyotes are missing an opportunity going with a boring ass clip art of a coyote howling instead of their reverse retro and really leaning into their history of the region. But that's that. 26. This is where I have the Blackhawks for the same reason as Megan. I just ranked them a bit higher because the colors that they use around this logo, I really enjoy. But
yeah, see, for me, the controversy kind of outweighs like the coloring. But I mean, it is what it is. I have the Canucks. It's like I look at it and my head tilts. I'm just kind of like, oh, like what's happening here? Like I understand it is a animal coming out of water.
A whale.
Yeah, but like that too. it's a whale coming out of water. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't spark joy.
They worked hard with the indigenous people of the region to design these logos to make sure that they were not offensive, which I do appreciate. And Braden Holtby did have a controversy over the off season when he was trying to design a mask, and it was coming off as slightly controversial. And I do appreciate that the Canucks went to that kind of detail. What bugs me, the same way that, the Panthers logo, like I was saying, teams have more than one logo, and it's kind of difficult to tell what their primary logo is. The Canucks have this like rectangle logo that is just straight up looks just like a hockey stick, but it's like the most boring logo I've ever seen in my entire life. It would be like if you were learning how to use like Photoshop and you just were like clipping squares together. It is horrendous. So, again, I have not really dabbled in the Northern Division games this season because my teams are not playing them, which is probably not the best. I would have to look to see which one has donned the Canucks logo more frequently this year, but that's that.
25. The Anaheim Duckies. I feel like I sound so dumb every time I call them the Duckies, but it kind of just like sticks in my head now. Which they are one of my NHL TV blackout teams, so I have not really gotten the chance to watch them. But their reverse retro, love it. This logo, doesn't do it for me though.
Yeah, the Ducks, the Duckies, Anaheim has really fallen weak the same way that the Coyotes have, the same way that other teams have, in modernizing in the wrong way. Your Mighty Ducks logo is fantastic. Literally never get rid of it. I don't like your reverse retro jersey because it looks a little bit like the duck is farting into the sky. However, just the mask logo, I am actively shopping for. Like, tabs are open on my computer. And then
I would have by far put it in my top 5.
Yeah. And then you have this logo. And I'm like, I get it. It's a D, I think. I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, but like, that's what I thought. Are we wrong?
I don't know. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm just confirming that I'm not saying something incorrect. But, like, it's fine. Like, I know it's the Ducks when I look at it, but, like, I don't know. The reason that I like the Ducks branding now, besides the Wild Wing Mighty Ducks logo, is their colors, which they do a fine job including multiple colors here. And they have an anniversary logo this year on their Twitter. If you look at their Twitter bio, that looks really great as well. But
totally.
I mean, because people can still name the Mighty Ducks logo by name on a daily basis, I don't know why they would still leverage this one. I would go back. I think that would get them a lot more notoriety.
Yeah.
24.
So you have here the Hurricanes, which we've already kind of went at.
Yeah, same reason, just different, just a little higher.
I'm going to disappoint our friends from New Jersey.
What the hell are you doing?
Don't actually... Me?
Yeah, what are you doing with the devil here?
I don't want to hurt our friend. I truly didn't understand what was happening here until maybe a minute ago. Like, I kid you not, and I think part of the reason I did this, when I was a kid, I thought this was supposed to be like a wrench. Like, I was like, what is the devil trying to fix? Like, why is there a tool?
I'm so glad I didn't just spit my water.
Yeah, I mean, that's genuinely what I thought this was for the longest time. And until maybe a minute and a half ago, I didn't realize
it does look like a wrench, I'll give it to
devil.
You. And I don't love the shape of the tail. It's a little odd. I wish they just kept it the same width.
Yeah, please, tell me that the top of this logo does not look like a wrench.
It does.
It's like a double-sided.
I'm feeling a little bit worse about where I ranked them because it does look a lot like a wrench. But the reason that I
reserve your relationship with the devil because you wronged them so much.
I mean, the reason
I wronged them by not putting them in our top 5, and now I'm wronging them.
It's definitely not in my top 5. I'll have to check. The reason I like this logo though is because it's simple. It is really simple, but it's creative in the sense that you can very clearly tell what it is, what it's trying to accomplish, and
I thought it was cool.
I mean, no, it's devil horns, a tail, it's an N, and the tail looks like a J too.
Oh my god! I'm from New Jersey, and I did not even think of that till you said it. I totally get it now.
Like, it's a smart, well thought out logo. I think they could add a little bit more dimension. They could add more detail to kind of modernize it. But, like,
mind blown.
Oh my word. We need to move on before Megan really dissects this logo. Oh.
Here comes the lowest of our teams ranked. And here, Shannon has taken the L for the Boston Bruins.
I apologize to all Bruins fans. I apologize to all of our Bruins podcast friends, but I cannot get behind the Bruins logo any longer. You know, it's a well-designed, detailed logo. I'll give them that. It's fine.
I said this on a different podcast this week with Tip of the Iceberg podcast. I think they asked me about reverse retro jerseys, and I was like, I don't like Boston's. Like, that's so boring.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
the whole thing. It's too yellow and it's boring.
The Bruins spoke to be has been the same with variations of spokes and color inversions for the entirety of the franchise's life. And that's fine if you really want to stick to one design. But I literally begged for some sort of modernization and an alternate logo. Some sort of detail. And I physically cannot understand everyone that wants the creepy Pooh Bear logo to come back. I never, ever, ever, ever want to see a bright yellow logo with a old bear, confused bear face on it. Never do I want to see that. And never do I want to see a reverse retro with the same logo that we use right now on it. Make another logo. The Winter Classic jersey with the like half circle logo, it's fantastic. That was the alternate for the last few years before they brought in just the plain yellow B. Again, another B. Like, bringing something else, I'm like literally begging. And there are other teams that are victim of this too. The Flyers do not have an alternate logo. The Penguins don't have an alternate logo that I'm aware of besides just putting the penguin in a circle, but we'll get to them.
Our reverse retros right out Pittsburgh.
That's true. You did do that well. I will give that to you.
Yeah, I have the Red Hawks here.
The Red Wings.
That too. I see like the wing and I'm like, Hawk. I'm so out of it. I literally was just fixing my AirPod and didn't even think. The Red Wings, I just don't even, it's like a bicycle.
It is like I mean, because it's from Motor City. It's supposed to look like a car tire.
But I don't get car tire, I get bicycle.
There's a lot of spokes. There's a lot of spokes on this screen in general.
Like if they were filled in, I would get tire. But I don't. I get bicycle.
That's fair. All right. 22. Oh, well.
Boston, I already said it. I don't. It just...
It's the same reason for me with the Canucks logo. I mean, I love the detail of this one, but their alternate logos really stress me out. And this one is, you know, it's all right. But like you said, if it doesn't make sense for the people looking at it, that's not good. And you didn't know what it was, so that's not good either.
No, I did. Regardless, Boston Bruins get a better logo. That's the conclusion here. But this is our number 22. So this is the first wave.
Yes, so these two are the best of the worst.
Yes. Good for you, Boston and Vancouver.
Best of the worst. All right. Well, with that, we will wrap it up, and you guys will have to wait for our 21 to 11. If you want to see your team in 21 to 11, let us know. Also, let us know if we underestimated your team's rankings. We love to hear what you guys think. Until next time.
Yeah, at me on Twitter.
Yeah, I guess make sure you add Megan on Twitter, but also make sure you add a sweetheart. I can't.
Is it at me?
Make sure you add
at me
pod on Twitter. Make sure you add us on Slapshot Sweethearts, and please, please, please subscribe to us on YouTube. We are trying to build up that number, and we are trying to give away as much crap as possible to all of you that subscribe. So the more of you that subscribe, the more inclined I am going to be to buy things and send them to you.
Or to ask people to send you other things for free.
Also
Adidas, like, send me things.
Also true. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.